Lutheran Church, and today is my day off. It is Monday, and so I'm not at church today. I am bringing the story to you from my home. So welcome to the Howard home. Did you enjoy the day yesterday? If you live in southeast Iowa, what did it do on a spring day? It snowed. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. It snowed. Did any of you go outside and play? We have a snowman in the backyard. Cataline, our exchange student from the country of Moldova, went in the backyard and he built this huge snowman. Well, today you're here again at my house because today is my day off, and we are reading the Jesus Storybook Bible, written by Sally Lloyd Jones and illustrated by Yago. Now, I'm probably saying their name wrong. It is Jago. Yago. I apologize by saying their name incorrectly. So the story that we're on today is called The Son of Laughter, and it's God's special promise to Abraham. And it's found in the book of Genesis, chapters 12 and all the way through 21. You ready? I'm in my favorite rocking chair, and I've got my blanket, and I'm all cuddled up. So why don't you go ahead and get in a comfortable position, maybe on mom or dad's lap or on the couch, and let's go ahead and begin reading. Years passed, and things didn't get any better. People were still just as cruel and mean to one another. They still got sick and died. God's world was still full of tears. It was never meant to be like this. But God was getting ready to do something about it. He was going to make all the wrong things right. And he was going to do it through a family. Abraham, God said, how many stars are there? God was about to tell his friend a wonderful secret. Let me see, Abraham said, rolling up his sleeves. But have you ever tried counting the stars? Then you know how hard it is. 993, 994, 997. Wait. No. 1, 2. Of course, he kept losing count. Too many, he said. Well, let's look. Here's a picture of Abraham in the night, and he's trying to count the stars. I don't even think I could count the stars correctly on this page, let alone all the stars that God has put in the night sky. Guess what? God laughed. I will give you so many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. You won't be able to count them either. Abraham couldn't help giggling at such a wonderful idea. But he stopped himself. How could he have a family? Don't be silly. He didn't have any children, let alone grandchildren. He wiped away a tear. Anyway, it was far too late for him to start having babies at his age. He was 99 years old. What could God mean? Abraham, God said, believe me. And then God told Abraham his secret rescue plan. Abraham, I will make your family very big, God promised, until one day your family will come to number more than even all the stars in the sky. Abraham looked up at the dark night sky, thick with stars. You will be my special family, my people, and through you, everyone on earth will be blessed. It was an incredible promise. God was going to rescue the world through Abraham's family. One of his great, great, great grandchildren would be the child, the promised one, the rescuer. But it's too wonderful, Abraham said. How can it be true? Is anything too good to be true, God asked. Is anything too wonderful for me? So Abraham trusted what God said more than what his eyes could see. And he believed. Now, when Abraham's wife, Sarah, heard God's promise, she just laughed to herself. But it wasn't a happy laugh. It had tears in it. She'd always wanted a baby. Could her dream come true? Could she really have a baby when she was 90 years old? No, of course not. Don't be silly. It was far too late. Sarah didn't believe God could do what he promised. She had forgotten that when God says something, it's as good as done. Of course, it was as easy for God to give her a baby son as it was for him to make all the stars in the sky. And so here's a picture of Abraham. And do you remember how old Abraham was? 99 years old. And then here's a picture of Sarah. And do you remember how old Sarah is? She's 90 years old. That's probably the age of your great-grandma and great-grandpa. Sure enough, 9 months later, just as God had promised, Sarah gave birth to a baby boy. They named him Isaac, which means son of laughter. And Sarah laughed. But this time it was a glorious, happy laugh. Her dream had come true. God would do as he promised. He would always look after Abraham's family, his special people. And one day, God would send another baby, a baby promised to a girl who didn't even have a husband. But this baby would bring laughter to the whole world. This baby would be everyone's dream come true. That's the story of the birth of Isaac. And so here's a picture of Abraham and Sarah. And can you see baby Isaac in Sarah's arms? And look how happy they are. Do you know who that promised baby to the girl who doesn't even have a husband? Do you know what baby that is? Can you take a guess? Yes, it's baby Jesus. Jesus is the promise son that will come to be our rescuer. And we know he's already come. Well, you too are God's special people. And since I'm home, I thought I would show you my family. And so here's a picture of them. And this is my son, Stephen. And Stephen lives in Wisconsin. And he's a captain for a jet pilot. And then that's me. And then that's my husband, Mike. And that's my daughter, Mariah. Mariah goes to Iowa State University. That's my son-in-law, Ryan. He is a special education teacher in Minnesota. And this is my daughter, Rachel. And she is a speech-language pathologist, which means that she helps children speak properly. And so they live, she and Ryan, her husband, they live in Minnesota. And so this is my special family, and I love them dearly, and I am so proud of them. I know your family is probably special to you too. Do you have brothers and sisters? Well, in the story here, we'll find out about Isaac. He doesn't have any brothers and sisters, but he'll have family. His family will grow too. Do you know what? Jesus says, you are so special. Jesus says, you are my people. And Jesus says, you know what, Tug? You know what, Olive? You know what, Navy? I love you. And Taylor and Allison and Kenzie and Macy, Jesus looks at you and says, you are my precious people. I love you. And Emerson and Dakota and Carol and Fred, Bev, Jesus looks at you and says, you are my treasured children. And he also says that to Bonnie, Steve, Kim, John, Mark, Daryl, Gavin, Dylan, Aaron, Tracy, Kelly. Jesus says to you, you are special to me, and I love you. Now, if you would like me to name your name, knowing that Jesus loves you, just put your name in the comment section, and I will name you tomorrow. You have a wonderful day today, knowing that Jesus loves you. Have a great day. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.